Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Blind, brought to you by Tetra Hearing. Check them out online, tetrahearing.com, with our second episode of Behind the Blind from North Dakota. Where do we start? Today was interesting. I think the interesting part was the buggy ride in. Joe, tell us about the buggy ride.
Define fog.
Well, we'll get to the fog. Well, obviously that's a big thing that we're dealing with right now. But today's morning started with the buggy ride in the fog.
Right. We almost got ourselves in a real jackpot this morning. There's no doubt about that. First off, but Logan got stuck pulling into the field. So we really started off on a bad foot. And what happened was
He didn't really get stuck, by the way.
No. He just got a little stuck. He just had to get a little
He just couldn't. Yeah. Well, we were trying to get up a hill a little bit, and he just couldn't get up there. We're pulling a heavy trailer.
Yeah. So we started going out through the field, and I knew we had to get around the slough one way or another.
We're in the buggy, by the way. Right. We're not in the truck.
No, yeah, we're in the buggy.
we're past the getting stuck part.
Past that part.
Yeah. We're buggying in, and it looked like we would be able to kind of skirt around the edge of the slough and get farther to the north edge of the field where we really wanted to be. But lo and behold, we got in there, and it didn't work out that way. There was a waterway going through, there was a ditch, and with all the snow melt and rain that we've had, there was running water through it. Well, after a lot of investigation, a lot of walking around, a lot of driving around blind in the fog, looking at our phones, trying to figure out, okay, surely there's a way. This was farmed. There's got to be a way that the tractor got to the other side of this. After we found that, we were able to get up to where we thought we wanted to be. But yeah, it was definitely sketchy this morning getting in, trying to get to the spot. I was getting frustrated for sure. I know everybody else was too, but you couldn't see your hand in front of your face, and it's like the more you use the light bar or spotlight, the more it freaking hurts.
Yeah, you just can't see even. It cuts it way down.
Right, and even driving to the field this morning, I said to Everett, I was like, we might be screwed. With this fog and trying to get in there, it's going to be a whole different ball game. Yep. I mean, notice how easy it was coming out.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, once it got daylight, we started coming out after we packed up. It was
we drove around I looked at my phone. We drove around for almost 45 minutes.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And part of it too was it's a really, really hilly field, or as Joe likes to say, there's a lot of undulations.
Yeah. A lot of topography.
But
it
was, you have to stay on the high points because it's so wet. You go down the side or a low point, you're probably going to slide off, potentially get stuck, whatever the case may be.
Right.
So you're always on the high points. Well, also, the snow's drifted so much on the right slopes that haven't really, melted off yet.
Right.
And I had to go around a couple of those this morning instead of just taking a straight line.
Oh, yeah. 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 But yeah, I knew we were going to be in for an interesting morning when I saw how foggy it was this morning, and obviously it's continued all day.
And we didn't see a ton of ducks this morning. We really didn't. Not as many as what were in there the night before, but
there might have been that many out there around the field. We just couldn't see them.
You don't know. We could only see.
They could have been feeding 200 yards from us. So we would have never known.
We would have never known.
Right.
Would you have done anything different? And we were up against time, obviously, because we drove around in a field for 45 minutes. So upon getting to the slough and finding a spot to set up, and I guess after the hunt now and the sun came up and you're able to kind of see the habitat, would you have done anything different? You think you would have set up any differently?
No.
I'm not saying you did anything wrong, by the way.
I mean, maybe that other slough, up on top of the hill.
I think there
my whole idea
might have been a flatter spot somewhere, and maybe not. Maybe a little bit further back. Look, the wind was supposed to be something different too, right?
True.
So,
true.
What we did today was fine. There was nothing wrong with anything today. Now, if we go back out there tomorrow, yes, there's probably a different spot to set up. But today, I was like, hey, this is it. We have to do this or not hunt.
It kind of worked. I mean, we had a couple groups come.
The ones we shot at 10 feet.
Yeah.
The problem with trying to find a different spot in there, a flatter spot, if you're off by a few hundred yards
Right.
and it's foggy like that, they already know where they want to be.
Right.
And we were where they want to be. So if we go somewhere else, we may not see any.
You know, we did talk about that. We talked about that small slough that we thought was a rock pile on the map last night.
Right.
And it would have been an option, a good option.
Right.
It had less of a slope. It played for the right wind, but I think we chose the right spot. I think we would have been off the X even more over there.
Yeah, I just knew we wanted to be close to that slough that we set up on, because I could tell whenever Everett and I were looking at it last night, you could tell they were just bombing in there, staging in there, and we were watching them trickle out. But and two, like we didn't realize how far down in that slough sat, you know. But I mean, it worked out.
We had a good hunt for what it was.
It went terrible.
The first hour was great, and then after that, it got really tough.
What's going on my left ear here?
I unfortunately got to miss the first 30 minutes of your guys'
Yeah, you had to walk
hunt.
back to the truck.
Yeah, Dakota owes you.
Did you walk back?
I walked all the way back there to get a tripod.
Oh my!
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I thought you at least
Dakota
took the buggy.
owes you tonight.
We couldn't bug you
not sure
because
really
we had a
what that
flat
means,
tire
but-
and we didn't.
Oh
we didn't
yeah,
have it
which by
anymore
the
than
way, we
had
got to get
to.
that fixed tonight. Oh, thanks for the reminder.
What are you looking at me for? It ain't my buggy.
You're the one who's got the compressor.
Yeah.
We.
Yeah, compressor man. Hear that tire up.
Why you got to say we? Because we are going to fix it.
When you
I
start
saw
speaking
you-
French.
Hey, you know how to ream out a pretty good hole. I've seen you ream that hole out.
Do we know where is there a hole in it?
No, we don't know.
Yeah.
No,
Don't know.
no, that tire's always had a slow leak. It's probably from when we were down there in Midland, Texas.
Right. I got plugs if we can find the hole. But anyway, back to the duck hunting.
Yeah, that thing had a cacti right through it about 8.5 years ago.
I think that was a different Honda.
Oh,
We'll have to blame it on something else.
But yeah.
Anyway, no, I just felt like when we were getting set up in the morning, this morning, it was kind of a like, we got to shit or get off the pot here.
Trust me, I would have loved to have found a flatter spot.
Yeah.
You know, but had we had a north wind, we could have set up on the south side of that slough. And, you know, it kind of looked like it plateaued kind of on that side down there. But, you know, with what we were dealt, I mean, I think we did all right. We scratched out a few ducks. Everett fell down.
Let's talk about that.
Pulled his foot out of his boot, got all wet.
Why? How did that happen?
Nate Meyer fell down in the slough. He got all wet.
No, let's get back to Everett. How is it that Everett fell down in the?
He was giving me a piggyback ride.
Right. Why was he giving you a piggyback ride?
Because I couldn't walk across the ditch.
Why can't you walk across the ditch?
Because my ankle's all messed up.
Because you were in lace ups and not in mud boots.
I can't wear muck, like, you know, I can't wear knee highs. You know, I can't wear my rubber boots. I'm forced to just wear lace ups this year. But the water, after I saw Everett walk through that little creek and it almost go over his boots already, I knew I wasn't making it. So I asked my dear friend Everett to do me a solid and give me a piggyback ride across the ditch. And he ended up falling.
So what happened to you when he fell? Did you just fall?
I rolled off. Yeah. I knew we were on dry land, but he was like, I'm stuck. He pulled his foot out of his boot in the middle of and like he fell forward onto like drier, muddier ground, but his left foot was laying in the water there. But I was able to just kind of like do like a little shove and roll. When I felt him going down, I just kind of used my momentum to make sure I didn't land in the water.
But in typical Everett fashion, Mr. Charles, he has a fresh pair of socks in his blind bag.
Right. I was so
Smart guy.
Who else
Smart
has
guy.
a fresh pair of socks in their blind bag? Only Everett would have that.
I mean, do you think it's toilet paper or do you think it's like actual socks that he intends on wearing? Do you think he's like going to use old socks for toilet paper?
no, they're probably fresh socks.
They're fresh socks for sure.
There's nothing better than a brand new pair of socks.
Tell me about it.
But that I mean,
When was your last piggyback ride?
It's been a minute. Actually, I know exactly when it was.
I know.
I know exactly when it was. I'm pretty sure the same guy gave me a piggyback. We were in Tornado Alley, remember? I forgot my boots. I forgot my boots and I was wearing Crocs that morning.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was either Jose or Rat.
We were hunting a winter wheat field,
piggyback.
and we had to cross that little ditch.
I didn't have my boots.
Yep. You were wearing Crocs.
I was. Yeah. That was dumb.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Yeah, really dumb.
But Everett's come through for you every single time.
He's the best friend you could ever ask for.
He apparently gives really good payback.
Everett's the kind of person I feel like if you're broke down or you run out of gas, it's 2 a.m. and
he'll come give you a piggyback ride.
Yeah, you're 100 miles away and you call him like, hey man, I'm in a tight spot.
I'll be right there to give you a piggyback ride.
Right.
Well, and so we didn't really explain it, but I don't know how much detail you want to get into, but you have to get an Achilles surgery, which is the reason why you had to wear the lace-ups and not wear the mud boots.
Right. I've got a torn Achilles and been muscling through that all season, so I have to get it looked at whenever I get home. But yeah, I haven't been able to wear rubber boots all season. My doctor told me to just make sure I lace up my boots as tight as possible every day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I go to Dallas, I think like November the 15th, see a specialist and get a plan to see exactly what they want to do. If they tell me that I can push it to the end of January without doing more damage, then I'll do that. But if he tells me I need to do it right away, then I'm going to say, let's schedule it and do it right now.
Okay.
So we'll see.
What if
and then how long
you
are
have
you
to cut it off?
Oh,
is that an option?
Yeah, I'm okay with having a prosthetic.
Yeah, picture you as like a peg leg guy.
I've got a buddy named Remington in Midland. We elk hunt with him. He had his leg cut off at the knee. He's got from knee down prosthetic. And that SOB has packed out multiple elk in some sketchy spots. And it's funny, like every morning.
He's in better shape than I am.
Seriously. It's like you can't do a lot of bitching when you're walking behind a guy with one leg carrying 100 pounds on his back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I always joke with them like in the morning. I was like, Cookie, you got your walking leg on. It's funny.
All right.
But yeah, shit, man, I'd cut that sucker off. Give me a.
You're good to go.
Yeah, the way that the.
Or you could be like Aaron Rodgers and be back in 2 weeks.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
But I think I'd be okay with a prosthetic. The way that how far they've come. I mean, I don't know. The Special Olympics.
Yeah, you could come back faster than Aaron Rodgers. You're in
like
way better shape.
Olympics.
You're in
the
way
guy
better
that,
shape.
like the way the doctor said it to me, he was like, "Man, you want to see somebody that does this every single day." And he's like, "You're obviously very active. You want it done a certain type of way. Like, they're going to completely reconstruct it. And if I do everything they tell me, then it should be better for the rest. It should be 100 times better than it was before it happened." So. That's what they say anyway.
You'll be able to run faster.
Maybe jump higher.
Well, I'm hoping that selfishly for our case, coming down to Midland at Five Land and Holding to go crane hunting the first week of January, that you won't be.
Y'all know what to do. You can use my stuff. Just y'all know where to go.
No, I want my buddy Joe to be there.
Yeah, you need.
I'll be in a boot. I'll be able to wear a boot. I have to have like a.
I'll bring you a big trash bag.
Right. I'll have to have like a big walking boot on.
Okay.
We'll go to Home Depot, get you some insulation to wrap around that thing.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
We'll figure it out.
I've been figuring it out for the last 7 weeks. So
yeah, hobbling.
Don't forget before we transitioned into tonight's scout, huh?
I was talking to Champ.
Oh,
it didn't look
before
good when
we
you sent that picture of it.
Oh.
Before we transition into tonight's scout and tomorrow's hunt, don't forget to like, subscribe. What is it?
Like it, swipe it,
and all that good stuff, right? So comment and all of this. Chance to win a Heartland Waterfowl swag pack, including a set of mid-range and long-range HW edition Carlson cremator choke tubes that we are going to be giving away at the end of this trip. So be not only commenting on these videos of Behind the Blind, but also the hunt recaps. And so that will get you automatically entered.
It's like a swag pack and choke tubes?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
What was the scout like tonight for you guys?
Same as it was for you?
Yeah, it sucked.
It was awful.
Foggy.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to see. It's hard to scout when you can't see,
it's
right?
blinding fog.
Yep.
It's unreal.
Mr. Q, can you define what fog is?
It was bad. You really had to know where ducks have been.
And really only you would know that.
In order to look out and see where you think they might be. You're not just going out and finding ducks tonight.
The farmer that was here last night that told me where the birds were tonight, I couldn't see if I wanted to, and they were 100 yards off the road.
Right. Yeah, it was.
He said they were right behind my shop last night. I could barely see the back of his shop.
Yeah. No, it's a foggy SOB, man. It just is. And it just.
I was literally driving around going like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a waste of fuel.
You're hoping that the birds are feeding right on the road?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way you're going to see them.
I mean, we talk about it a bunch. Like, sometimes the fog helps. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Very few times.
Not all the time. Sometimes
on
it
the
helps.
exit helps.
Sometimes it helps. But
would you say it helps or hurts more times than not?
Hurts.
For sure. Me too.
Hurts.
All aspects.
What do you think?
I agree.
You agree?
I concur.
Yeah.
Is there anything compelling and riveting that you'd like to add to this Behind the Blind podcast, Mr. Eric Champlin? Is this your first time on this podcast, by the way?
No,
Yeah.
I did it.
No.
Didn't you do something in
last
Canada?
year.
Oh, that's right. Tornado Alley.
He's not a rook. He's not a rook.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all do any in
We're
Canada?
not popping your cherry. Huh?
I
He didn't
to
go.
Canada.
You didn't go?
No, he didn't have his passport.
Yeah, a little passport issue.
Yeah,
Them warrants.
expired passport.
For a guy who likes to shoot snow geese and go to Canada, you think that would have been a priority.
I thought you were all in on that deal. I didn't realize you didn't go.
Yeah.
So
He's
instead,
all in.
he
He's all
tried.
in.
He said he traded it for a trip to North Dakota to go duck hunting.
I've never been here.
Doesn't that make you happy?
You got to come up and experience it.
I have to.
Yeah. Doesn't that make you happy?
I mean,
Yeah.
He really hasn't complained once.
No. What's there to complain about?
Think about that, though. Think about that.
I got
That's a
another
big step.
he has not complained about duck hunting.
You're up here with
That's
your
my
buds.
point.
We're
Yeah.
shooting
Right.
ducks.
Yeah.
That's not to say that he hasn't complained about getting a new dog.
Oh.
Oh,
I kind of thought maybe we'd go an evening without.
Okay, moving on.
Allison, in case you're watching, I just want you to know
We're proud of you.
We are not.
Oh, it is a cute little bugger.
Haven't seen it.
It's a cute little
So
bugger.
basically, what has happened is Champlin's current wife is bought a dog, a puppy, without Champlin agreeing to it.
Without his
and
blessing.
she pretty much gave him the middle finger and said, "I love you, but I'm going to go get the dog anyway." And Champlin's not real happy about it. But the venting that has been taking place and the psychology, the therapy that we've been able to provide him has been quite entertaining the
We're
last few
very
days.
therapeutic.
We've all been through a lot of rough times together.
Anyway,
This one's mine.
This
Yeah.
too shall pass.
Yes, it shall. Anyway, so no, but Champlin, being the snow goose guy, has not complained once, which is surprising to me.
Man,
But
he's really been getting beaten down this week.
There's 2 more hunts left, though, so we'll see how that
we'll
goes.
see.
What are we expecting to do tomorrow? I mean, are we going off of
Go to the cemetery
is that what we're doing?
and beat the wind. Mind you, the wind's supposed to pick up and gust 40 tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
it's
I want to be in and out of there done quickly. I don't want to be there even close
Man, I don't
to 10
know.
o'clock.
I don't know. We could see some for a split second. I don't know how many it is. I don't know exactly where they are. I know where I think they are, and I know what I think they're doing. What I think they're doing is there's a slough in the middle of that field. Not really in the middle, but northwest corner of that field. And traditionally, those birds, if they're hitting that field, they'll hit that slough in the morning and then jump out into the field from there. And it looked like they were all right in that general area of the field. So I don't know. I don't have a clue how many it is.
Mhm.
I know we saw a couple groups going in there yesterday morning while we were hunting the field that we were in. It's not far from there.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the ducks that we were hunting yesterday maybe joined up with them. It could be,
Sure.
it could be 5,000. It could be 50.
Right.
But what I do know is we saw some milling around right in there, and we looked at it from every angle we could. It's definitely a buggy in scenario, no doubt about that. But I think if we can buggy out to the slough, we would have pretty good cover. And I think it'll be kind of a similar situation to what we had this morning, that they're going to be coming out early, staging in that slough, and then trying to jump out, and feed from there. Or, but who knows if it's going to be 100% fog in the morning again.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best bet would be to get as close to that slough as we can, because if we're out in the field 500 yards,
they're not going to see you.
They're not going to see us. But
close to the water.
What I do know for sure is they know exactly where that slough is.
Right.
There were some pretty good groups going to there that never made it to us the other day.
Yesterday, yeah. So I mean, like I said, I have no clue how many are in there, but they are definitely in there. So
it's safe to say that we're kind of going on a hope and a prayer then.
Oh, it's a whim.
Yeah.
We're
big whim.
Yeah. Yeah. Just trusting our guts.
Right.
See if
but that's really all you can do. I mean, what do you do? Sit home?
Right.
You know?
I mean, like you're saying, the wind's going to pick up to like 40 in the afternoon.
Yeah. We just got to get them in the morning quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have an option. You want to be set up at shooting time, ready to go, so you can pull the trigger that first group that comes in. Because if they're going and staging just like they did this morning, they're going to be out early.
Right.
Well, I say that some are going to be out early, and there's going to be a lot that probably just sit there just like they did this morning and not move, or feed 200 yards away,
Millie.
and that's just not see.
Right.
Mildred, what's up, girl?
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, there's some in there, so we might as well go get a shot.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Are you going to join us? You're going to leave?
Yep. I'm going to roll out in the morning.
Logan, unfortunately, has to take off to deal with some family matters. His grandmother passed away, so our condolences on behalf of everyone to Heartland Waterfowl.
Shout out to Burditt.
To the Burditt family. We're thinking about you. We love you, and we're sorry about your loss. So
appreciate it.
Safe travels back tomorrow morning.
What time are you leaving?
Same time you are.
5 a.m., huh?
Yep.
All
right on, brother.
Same time.
All right, don't forget, comment on these videos. We're trying to really build this YouTube channel. Tell all your friends, if you would, also, if you see something you like, you enjoyed, share it on your social media platforms. We would really appreciate that. That really helps us advance this thing and puts us in a position to bring you even more compelling content. So subscribe, comment, like. That's all going to help you get entered to win the Heartland Waterfowl Swag Pack, which is some of our apparel from our Heartland Waterfowl website. And then also the Carlson's Cremator Choke Tubes, the Heartland Waterfowl signature series. So on behalf of Eric Champlin, Eric Champlin.
Hey, young chap.
Joe Palumbo, Logan Burditt, I'm Ronnie Philips. Thank you, Tetra Herring, for being the title sponsor of Behind the Blind. Check it out on YouTube and all of your favorite podcast platforms.
What a mess.
What a mess.
The funny thing is that you are nothing close to a Champlin. Nothing close to a chaplain.
He's a Champlain.
He's a Champlain, not a chaplain. But will you bless me?
Hey, chaplain. Hey, young chap. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.